apologize if I forget something about him. All these three gentlemen here have international pride and honor, and please forgive me if I happen to forget something about them. He's going to take us to the basics of speech making, how to turn an idea, an incident, into a speech people would appreciate. He started off his career in a manufacturing industry, and right now he's the head human resources at the L&W construction company. The only Indian to represent India and Sri Lanka, both, at the Toastmaster International Speech Contest. He's very famous for his speeches, Gutter Effect, The Furnace, and You Are the One. He's a certified trainer by the Indian Society of Training and Development. This speaker says, if you don't have the fire, jump into the fire. When asked what he specializes in, he said, a combination of everything. Know what they all do, people at high level? And then he says, inspiration, with humor lately. He's a decade old in Toastmasters, and his biggest takeaway from Toastmasters, he says, tremendous metamorphosis that Toastmasters has brought him throughout the years. So please, let me help welcome our first speaker for today, Aaron Watson.
First, I would like to thank the organizers for this kind of a thought that has been put into this kind of an event. I'm sure Rajdeep Kumaran would agree when Kumaran participated in the Tape Speech Contest in the year 2001. No one ever knew what the international speech is all about. We had to record the speech, and that goes to the US, and somebody said we get a second place, third place, first place, and we never knew what made us win also. And we had to tell people, you know, I'm a tape speech winner wherever we go. And we never knew what took us there. And that's exactly what I would like to tell you all is what a wonderful opportunity. Even before we start the journey of Toastmasters, we are here to know where exactly we are going. When Power said, you need to give them the direction and you need to identify the flaws and correct them, and this would be the ideal place. What a wonderful thought. I would like to give Powers and his team a big round of applause. And you should thank Toastmasters movement, because that is the only forum that has brought all of us here today. 10 years ago, if I had not joined Toastmasters, I would have been still pushing the trolley in Robert Bosch 10 years ago. But today I'm addressing you. All credit goes to Toastmasters. Because when I was working in a factory, whenever I used to share my thoughts, they said it is the height of stupidity. But when I shared it in a forum like this, they said it is the height of creativity. Shall we give Toastmasters movement a big round of applause? So when somebody told me that I need to talk about the art of speech making, how do you exactly go about it, that is a trauma that I am undergoing today. Searching how to give a good speech. But then, because there's no formula that this is the greatest speech in the world, or this is the benchmark speech in the world. Rather, I would say, there have been so many good speeches that sometimes have not got an award, but those are the speeches that are remembered for a lifetime. I recently had to mentor one of the speeches. This person has not even delivered a speech for some reasons last Friday. He asked me to go to the speech. I was in the office, and while I was going to the speech, I was dumbstruck. I just shut down the system and went back home. He called me, hey Aaron, have you done the mentoring part? Yeah, I'll get back to you later. Again he asked me, have you done the talk? I said, don't change, just leave it as it is. He just talks about his dad's death in a beautiful speech, and the relationship about a father and a son. It was so touching, it brought me to tears. I realized, well, now tell me, what kind of mentoring can I do for such a speech that comes out of passion, that comes out of love, that comes out of that? So I told him, never change anything, just go along with it. And I'm sure people are going to see their lives changed. And that's exactly what we do in public speaking here. Not template a particular world standard speech and then try to fit into it and then find out why we are not winning. Questioning the system itself. It's not about that. It's all about how you execute an idea to the highest level. Don't care what the world talks about it. But I need to play my game. I need to give my speech. And it needs to be the best. And somebody has to be touched by that. If that becomes the focus of your speech, remember, you will be the most happiest person in the world. Or else you'll end up saying, this is the last contest in my lifetime. This is the last time I'm going to go to a Toastmasters meeting. This is the end of my Toastmasters career, because you put yourself somewhere telling, only if I win I'm going to be here. So if you could remove that of your mindset, that is going to be the best part of Toastmasters. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a question today. How many of you all want to give speeches because you love to give speeches? That's the spirit. That's a real spirit. Because recently I participated in a humorous speech contest, knowing fully well I'm going to lose at the area level itself. That's not my cup of coffee. But then I wanted to lose because I want to experience to lose. And when a small girl came and hugged me and said, she won the contest, I felt so proud for her. Because she's going back home and say, somebody, I beat Watson today. I felt very happy for her. So the joy of giving a good speech is more important than the outcome of the result. So once you focus or you're obsessed about the result, your mind gets rigid. Because you just can't go further. You want to win, you get focused on winning. Rather, I want to explore my ideas. I want to go beyond my thoughts. Then you see the ideas start coming in automatically. Yeah. So, to begin with, let's start like this. How many of you all have just started your journey to Toastmasters? Wow. So, probably 60 to 70% of them. How many of you have completed up to Project 3 speeches? Yeah? That's wonderful. So, this is a very critical area. So, what you need to do is Project 1 to Project 10, each one take it one at a time. Don't run up and finish the speech just because you got some deadlines. You need to maintain the deadlines, but be happy that you've given a good speech. Yeah. Be happy that you've given a good speech. You should not go back and think about voice modulation and say, I'm a failure in body language. You cannot go into Project 9 and say, in Project 10, someone should not say, you did a great speech, but your voice modulation is not good. That means in Project 5, you've been a failure. Got it? So step by step, ensure that you give the best speech. Because the moment your fundamentals are strong, you are very strong in these fundamentals, then it's easy for you to maneuver. Because you know, something goes wrong, you can come back to the basics. But if you feel somehow you get through and you go there, then you realize I'm caught up with this particular area, I'm not good in grammar, I'm not good in voice model, I'm not good in you don't know how to go back to the roots. So spend quality time, go to a good number of mentors and spend quality time on your fundamentals. After Project 10, it is narrowed down to specific project areas that you should play with it. It could be humorous, it could be professional speeches, whatever that is. So once your fundamentals are strong, then your speech making becomes much easier. Now, coming to speech making, how many of you all dread giving speeches? The very thought of speeches, when your VP Education calls you and say, 24th, you are going to give a speech, how do you feel that time? Yeah, I'll check my calendar, I might be traveling that week. All those kind of thoughts come to our mind, right? Yeah, I undergo that, Rajdeep will undergo that. It's not easy to say. If everything had been so easy, Sachin would have easily scored his 100th century today. Right? He is undergoing the pressure. The way he was playing his first match facing Wasim Akram and Imran Khan and Waqar Yunus those days. The same fate is with me today or Rajdeep today. The best bowlers are there today. Getting across? So, what Rajdeep will laugh? When Rajdeep laughs, there's a meaning. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. So, coming to the speech making part. So, so once you start off, find out in your own time, what is it that excites you? What is it that is bothering you? What is it that is troubling you? What is it that is disturbing you, that is not putting you to sleep? Have you got into a process that something is bothering you? Frustrating you? Yeah, and you don't know whom to express it, and whomever you express, people say, it's none of your business, man. And that's the time you need to start working on your speech. What is it that is bothering you? I just want to ask a random question. What is it that is bothering you today? I love your articles on Times of India, sir. Yeah. Very modest, okay? Yeah. What is it that is bothering you today? Something, a topic that is always into your heart, something you want to share it with somebody. What is it? I want random thoughts.
Acceptance.
Acceptance, okay, acceptance. Probably there is an incident behind that acceptance. Probably I could take it another level. A girl has rejected him. So, for him, he is frustrated. So he's putting in a very diplomatic way, acceptance. Definitely he's not Mother Teresa. Acceptance. So something, there is a story behind that acceptance. I'm going to come to you later. What else is that is bothering you today?
Fire.
Fire. Who said that?
What's it?
Yeah, fire. Fire. Okay. Hi. So fire, though, he's a budding entrepreneur. So he's missing that fire. Like something, he needs a spark every time in his life.
Russell market fire.
That is bothering him today. Okay, great. Okay, the fire. Anybody else?
Struggle.
The struggle. There's a struggle. Probably he talks about struggle about his life, or the struggle about his parents, or the struggle about his something in life that is bothering him. He doesn't know how to express it. Probably people see him as a full-fledged MNC guy, but he's undergone that struggle, right? And he's sitting with folded hands waiting for a day to share it, probably to his children or grandchildren. It's going to be too late. Yeah? So there is struggle out there. So anybody else, I want you to just talk struggle, there is acceptance. I don't know why nobody talks about love. Huh? Less sleep. Why? Why that less sleep? Anything else?
Marriage.
Yeah? Execution. Yeah?
I said marriage.
Marriage. Yeah, that's fundamental. Great. Anything else?
Pollution.
Yeah? Pollution is bothering me. Anything else? Yeah.
Failure.
Huh?
Passion.
Passion. Failure. Now that's a topic. Failure is bothering him every day. Yeah?
Deforestation.
I mean, he's married, having 2 kids, working well. I don't know why failure bothers him. But failure is bothering him today. That means somewhere deep in his life he's not able to sleep. Something he feels, something is bothering him. If I had done something like this, I would have been more successful. If something had been happening like this, I would have been somewhere else in life. So something is bothering him. So that is the thought that triggers your speech. What is it? Just take a paper and never say in Toastmasters it's a 6.5 minute speech. We are so technical these days. Per minute 100 words. 7 minutes 700 words. My speech is over. Got it? Don't we do that sometimes? And we are excited when we get hey, my speech is over. It's come to 700 words. Thank God. The worst part is my speech has got 1,400 words. Don't worry, I've got a good mentor. He knows how to edit it. That's only how it is. Cut paste, your mentor is very good at cutting and editing. So we have fixed things, and then we realize why the speech has fallen flat, or why that speech has only gone to a club level. I'm not talking about a contest, a normal speech also. Why is that speech lost at some level? Even an ordinary club level speech, I remember people would come and say, can you give that speech in my club? Have you heard this? Can you give a speech at the division conference as a role model speech? Can you give that same speech in a demo speech in a club? Why? They see some value in it to go to the next level. That is because you have put in certain efforts. Yeah. So the idea that I'm talking about is something that excites you, something that frustrates you. Once you put that in your mind, then start putting your thoughts. Don't get fixed. Just pour out your thoughts, pour out your feelings. There's a song, kind of a song was a writer who wrote the song. It seems late night he read a book and he was inspired by the song. Early in the morning he got up and he wrote a song. I mean, the words has become immortal. Why? Because he was so immersed into it. So point number one is, get the idea, get the thought, and just put it down. Don't worry about grammar and voice modulation and body language, all that now. Just put it down. Yeah. So far, is it fine? Am I on the right track? Or don't say I'm stuck with the idea only. Where am I able to put the thoughts now? Yeah? Yeah? Once that and this, pour out your thoughts. Now what I would like to do is, any one of you all, what is it that is burning in your life that you want to share with people? For 1 minute, I want you to come and tell. I don't want it to be a table topic session. I don't want it to be a prepared speech. Just something that's bothering you. I just want you to come out and share that. Here. Something you want to share today. It's not a contest. It's not a Toastmasters meeting. Just say, I want to talk it out. I want to be heard. I want somebody to come here. Come. Give a big round of applause.
Hi, Toastmasters. Good morning.
Good morning.
I was not prepared actually. So just when he said, I just got the impulse to come here. So basically, if you see, in the last 2 years, I have been doing a lot to improve my health, become good in habits. I spent a lot of time, given a lot of time for my health, and that affected my life in the best way actually. Now, if you see this year, as this year started, for some reasons, I've been slowing down my activities, physical activities especially, and I feel very bad about it actually. So, someone trying to come back to it, but struggling actually. So, just want to share that.
Okay, thanks. Great. So, thanks a lot. It's a good incident, you know. If you see, he's just let out a little bit of his life, because why is he saying he underwent a struggle? If you look at what he said was, there were times when he was in the hospital. Correct? I don't know.
Not hospital actually.
Yeah. Some medical ailments. You think of Yuvraj right now. Yeah, when you talk about, I think of Yuvraj. Don't we connect with him? World champion. I mean, man of the series winner. Next day, he has undergone chemotherapy. What a struggle in life. What a battle in life. If only he would have become a Toastmaster, he would have been a great motivator for all of us. That's exactly similar lines he's undergoing. Right? So the basic thing was, for him, it was not the health that bothered him. He felt bad about it. It's not the health. Got it? Everybody falls sick. What made you feel bad about it?
And you are expecting better, but you are not getting the same, then your reaction comes as bad.
As bad.
Towards that problem.
So I want to say, I'm just giving you all thoughts to think about. What made you feel bad about it? If he introspects, he's the best person to know what he felt bad. Probably he could not grow in his career. Probably people felt something about it. Whatever be the reason, whatever he felt bad about, we are not going to investigate on all that. But if he is able to pour out his feelings, what he underwent during that phase of life, that becomes the content of your talk. But how did he overcome it? Are you overcoming it?
Slowly actually.
He's overcoming it. So there is a phase of life where he's overcoming phase. Right? But he's overcoming that phase. So that is great. Overcoming phase. Next thing is, what is the message you got for the people? So that somebody else doesn't undergo the life that he undergoes. Getting it? Yeah? Shall we give a big round of applause? Because probably he says, I felt sick, I felt bad about it, I struggled, overcome, that's life, that's over. But there are millions of people, thousands of people who are like him today, but who have nowhere to go, who want some kind of an inspiration, who better than him. Anybody else? I want that. Yeah. Please come, sir. Come.
Sorry, I am here for the first time. I am working as a chief manager with Dena Bank. afternoon, Mr. Jasbir here. He has just pointed out his problem because of some medical problem or some health problem, he said. I want to share that life is not same. If the life is all the time is same, then we would have not been here. It changes. Everything is changing in the world. If morning sun is rising, by that evening it is setting. So we have to accept. Once our acceptance is there, then the problems are reduced. Initially, when he started a health problem, I feel, then he had a very bad reaction towards that, and he was not accepting it. Slowly, he started accepting that problem, and he settled down at a certain level. Yes, this is a problem, and he understood what his problem is. Then he started finding out the ways out of that. I have not met him before. Today I have met him in the morning when I was taking a coffee. So these are the stages, as he has pointed out the example of Mr. Yuvraj, or you can say Dhoni. Dhoni is not winning. Today they may or may not. So the time will not remain the same. We have to understand it. We have to accept this natural phenomena first. If we want to live happily, if we want to live contented. Suppose you are running very fast and you are achieving very high levels, elevations, etc. in your life, or at your family life or any other front. But sometimes suddenly you will find, oh, I am so expert, but still I got a fall. That is going to happen. It may happen. You cannot stop everything. Some of the things are not in your hands. Only the one thing is in your hand, that you have to understand those problems and start living with that and try to find out the ways to come out of that. Now he has started coming out of that, and he is feeling, as he has told here, he is feeling a little better than. I feel that problem will be over, because now his inner force, because everything comes from your inner side, nothing comes from outside. If you are taking medicine, medicine is not doing anything extra. They are only enhancing your system of repair of the body, or body itself also maintains it. So in your case, I just wanted to further it, that you will be, because now you have started thinking positively. Your positive energy has started coming out, and it has started putting effect on the bad energy, and slowly it will be over when the time improves. That's all I wanted to share.
Big round of applause. Thank you. So probably that was a beautiful area, struggle, but if you really put your thoughts, your feelings and all that, there comes out a beautiful speech. Then comes your manual that comes. What should be the opening? What should be the body of the speech? Those technicalities would come. But if that idea, if that thought, if that feelings are very, very strong, if that triggers you to write a speech, I'm sure that speech is going to reach out to people. Because how many people don't fall sick? How many people are not undergoing problems? Definitely, then it's got an appeal. You need to understand, once the idea is there, will that idea have an impact on people? Will that idea influence people? Or is it just a one-off case? Then that doesn't really matter. But will it have an impact on people? That would be a great part of it. Anybody else? One more person. I want to share an incident. That's what we want. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Come. Yeah. 45 seconds. Okay. 30. 45 seconds.
The other day, I was faced with a very interesting scenario where I was stopped in an auto rickshaw very rudely. The gentleman said, you need to pay me 40 rupees, and I said, I will not pay more than 25, and he threatened to kill me. He actually said, you don't know what auto rickshaw drivers in Bangalore can do. I didn't want to find out what auto rickshaw drivers in Bangalore could do either.
Well, okay. Incident. Now what does it communicate?
And chicken.
Yeah? Yeah? What do you think is the central theme of that whole idea that he had? Frustration. Anger. So what is the message he's got? What is the message he's got for the audience? What is it that he could give some examples? He can bring in humor and he can say that's what society is all about. So probably it could be a very day-to-day affair, but then once you're very clear, this is the root cause of the problem. I want to make the whole world know this is the problem I'm facing, because everybody is facing a problem with auto drivers, but nobody wants to take it up. We say, let's see, metro is coming up and it's going to come up in every location. That will be 2025-30. So nobody's going to take up this cause. But if somebody like him says, I'm going to put it down in a speech, I'm going to make it in Toastmasters movement, I'm going to put it in different forums, and I'm going to let the world know about it. Wow, what would happen to me? Right? You will become the Anna Hazare of Toastmasters. Right? So there are topics that are there. It's just that we feel it's not relevant. I'm not here come to show the speech on gutter effect. We see a very vague idea where probably how many of you have seen the gutter effect speech? Yeah, it's a very vague idea. Yeah, all I did was took the ball from the gutter and I was reprimanded by my dad. I could never take it. I can never take things like that. I questioned it all my life for decades. And I thought this is the forum I'm going to put in Toastmasters, and I put it and what is different? At the end of the way it was a feeling of victory. Even today I want to tell my dad, the world has accepted my gutter effect speech. Do you agree with what I say? It's a battle that I struggle today. The furnace was the same kind of a thing. It's a battle. Everybody says it's a great speaker, great speaker. One day I want to say, boss, I'm an apprentice. I am that. I was hiding it because when I was the Toastmasters journey, I would always say, I'm a postgraduate, but I was doing all that in evening college only. But in reality, I was an apprentice. I thought I need to come out of this shackle, and I said I'm an apprentice, and that's when I wrote the speech called Furnace. And today my friends are still working on the furnace and asking, what is it that you spoke about furnace, man? I said, I'll not tell you guys because I went to the US because of that. Got it? I took it up to the next level. I'm going to fight it out. So that's what speech making is all about. The technicalities, the manuals are beautifully there, but are you fully convinced yourself about this idea? Hey, this is what I want to gift it to the world. This is what I want to share to the world. You do not know. Forget about the Toastmasters movement. There are non-Toastmasters movement who are going to be influenced by your speech. Non-Toast, because we articulate so beautifully. A common man, for him, it's like heaven listening to a talk like something like this. Are you ready for that? Or you want to say, confine yourself to say, I want to talk for 40 people and I want to get a best certificate award and I become a great speaker. I think that is limiting yourself. The real challenge is when you take it out beyond the Toastmasters movement. So today when I write a speech, I don't keep the Toastmasters in mind because I know the speech will travel beyond Toastmasters. So I need to ensure some common man can hear it, from your school kid to listen to it. And when that happens, I feel that is the real source of accomplishment. Because when you start your speech making process, you want to speak first. That's why we all join Toastmasters. Yeah, we all want to speak. After you want to speak, what happens to you? You want to be heard. What happens when you are heard? You want to be recognized. Once you're recognized, what happens? You want to be rewarded. Hey, I've been good speech. I need to be rewarded here. I need to give in a trophy, give in a division conference, district conference. They have to garland me. That's the thought process. But once you have gone, what next? What next beyond that?
What you can give back?
That's a journey. So once you, actually what happens, once you come to the state of those phases of life, you realize your speech has great importance to a man out there who is waiting to hear from you. He gets motivated, he gets inspired. Probably it's just an ordinary speech for you. For him, it's a life-changing speech for him. Life-changing. So are you ready for that? So whatever thoughts you have got today, whatever comes to your thought today, go back home, put it down in writing. Let it take 30 pages, 40 pages, 50 pages. Don't worry about the scheme of writing for 20 pages. Just keep writing it. And then say, hey, this concept looks good. Can I convert this into a speech? Once speak to your mentor and then say, okay, is this speech inspirational? Is this speech about acceptance? Is this speech about love? Is this speech about struggle? You filter it out. So if you talk about inspiration, just eliminate other areas and focus that each content is related only to inspiration. Got it across? Once you have 10 pages or something, if it's about love, take the content only related to love. If it's a humorous speech, then add only the humorous part of it. Once that is done, what does it have a universal appeal? Does it appeal? If I were to share it to somebody, will he accept it? Does he require it? Then yes. Then what is the final message for the audience? If these factors are there, then your journey, your speech making would be more exciting. You won't feel like you're writing a speech, because every time I write a speech, I know somebody is going to listen and get back to me on this. So the greatest feedback is, where do you get your feedback from speeches? The real feedback. Who gives you the real feedback? Yeah? Yeah?
Who listen?
Who listen, yeah, the listeners. But when you prepare the first draft of your speech, never go to a Toastmaster. He's going to shatter with his feedback. No? He's going to tell, this is good. So go to a non-Toastmaster, because he doesn't know the fundamentals of public speaking. So he'll give a very frank opinion. What is it? Whatever he spoke here, I don't know what it meant. So it's better, because if you don't please a common man, you can never please a Toastmaster. Got it across? Going a step above. Go to a person who doesn't know public speaking and just tell him, hey, this is the idea, how do you feel about it? Hey, very touching here. Where did you get the idea from? He's touching him. If he's influenced, a lot of people are going to be influenced. So your idea cannot be wrong. It has to be accepted. In Toastmasters, only articulated to that level. People are going to give the technical inputs about it. But a common man is going to give his feelings of that speech. So that is the feedback you need to go. And secondly, other part of it is, don't restrict yourself to mentoring to few people. Anybody can be a good mentor. You will have one professional mentor or a regular mentor, but you can go to anybody and just get different perspectives and see how you could improve on your speech. Once that happens, I think, once you give it to the club level, then the feedback from the club level will determine you how you to go to the next level. That's it. Once you come to the first level, the whole challenge is how to go to the first level. The greatest challenge is putting it to the club level. It's a tremendous challenge. Imagine I had to face power, Rajdeep Manwani. It's not an easy task. Huh? The challenge is, challenge was Rajdeep. The challenge to give the club level is to make it the best. Then the audience starts giving the feedback at various levels, and the speech evolves by itself. And then you realize it has got its own journey. Then you have no control of your own speech. Getting it across? You cannot say that's my speech. Somebody says that's my speech, because everybody becomes a part of that speech. And that's when you feel happy about it. Some of the feedback I got, a guy called me up, Watson, I was taking bath today. I put on your YouTube or the gutter effect. When you said, there's a last statement, I say, lift him up, lift him up, lift him up. I said that words, no? He said he started clapping in the bathroom. His wife came, what happened? No, nothing happened. So I enjoyed that, really, I enjoy it. That's the feedback you get. Another person who is visually impaired, working in MICO, working in SOBA, is in the CRM department. He says, every morning, gutter effect is my Suprabhata. It looks like you wrote a speech only for me. Who is he to me? Oh, it really touched my life. So, it's not about you just giving a speech and winning a contest. But then, a lot of people are in the process of that. The other day, there's a marketing guy who called me and said, sir, he wants to meet me. When I met him, he did a very good presentation. Then he told me, sir, can I listen to your speech? I thought this is one of his marketing strategy. I don't know, boss, he can come some other time. Because I thought, I'm mixing Toastmasters with my career. So I said, no, can we meet some other time? No, sir, can I watch your speech once? He heard the gutter effect speech, and then he said, it's not about the speech, sir. He said a statement. You are the speech, he said. In the sense, You're the first guy to give me an appointment on time. You're the first guy to take the call. You're the first guy to accept me. You're the first guy to serve me and give the coffee. Because he said, now I feel your speech is of great value. He shattered me. Because all this while he knew about my speech, but was evaluating me, then he was relating me with the speech. After he went off, he said, it's a good speech, sir. It was not the speech that mattered for him, it's how I lived that particular moment with him. So that is the impact of your speech. So once you give an inspirational speech, you have to live up to that speech. You just cannot say something and then struggle and then he is seen in pub world, in downtown and all that places, right? He has to live that speech. He lives that speech. So the speech making is first, and then living that speech becomes a greater challenge. So you become more disciplined in life. So how many of you all are going to pour out your thoughts today? I want a serious answer. How many of you are going to pour out your thoughts? Don't forget, don't worry about what the world is going to talk about that idea. It could be the craziest idea, it could be the most stupid idea. I don't care, but this is what that bothers me. This is what I want the world to know about my frustrations. Once you put it across, and then bring out that message in you all, and you see how the world changes. You know, whenever I put out my frustrations before people, that night I went back home sleeping peacefully. I have realized the audience have become frustrated. And that's how I enjoy life. Come on guys, 25 years I battled with the gutter effect. Now you go with the gutter effect and die somewhere. That's a feeling I get. That's what happens to my furnace. That's what happens. You are the one or the thing. I enjoy that. So once you put out your frustrations, your ideas, your thoughts, whatever, I'm putting it in a very straightforward way of talking, but then if you put that out, you see how the audience are going to enjoy it. And it's going to touch the audience. So yes, speech making, don't look at it as some kind of a work or some kind of process. So I have to come to Toastmasters, I should become a CTM, so I should become speech making. If you look at it like that, probably you'll go somewhere in life, but then after 5 years you'll wonder, what is my place in Toastmasters? What am I doing? Why am I not doing? Rather, if you say, I'm going to make a difference in my life, and through that people are going to be impacted, then you realize every speech becomes a thrill for you. Everything becomes exciting for you. So when there's a contest, you're not worried about the results, you're not worried about the judges, you're not worried about things. You just come and say, I'm going to be myself. Rather, you wouldn't come and say, who are the judges today? Where is the mic? Where is the thing? What is that? You know, a lot of people do that because they're more obsessed with the technicalities, but they forget, I am here to give my idea to the people. I don't care about the outcome of the result. I want to shatter the world. That feeling should come to you. And that's what makes great speakers. That's what makes powerful speakers. And that's what happens at the end of the day. You'll go back home happy. Many a times what happens, you could have given a great speech actually, according to the audience. When you go back home, you'll realize, man, what speech was it? Everybody gave an applause. You know it is not even a good speech. Have you experienced that? I hope I'm not called anywhere to give that speech. I can give that speech only in the home club. Because for obvious reasons you get a good applause there. Yeah? Rather you say, it's a good speech and people say, hey, you want to give that, I want to give that. That means there's something in you that is driving you. Any questions? Left? Okay, last, any questions?
Yeah, I think in what you said, there is a limitation because as you know very clearly that we have taboos in Toastmasters. So you can't say everything that you feel like.
Yeah. When I say whatever you feel like, see, that's what I'm saying. You put all your feelings at the first level. You know, whenever you, for example, you just have to put your feelings. It could be good, it could be bad, but at the first level, just put your thoughts. The moment you say, oh, if I put like this, somebody's going to stop me, you won't think further beyond that. The thought is, your speech is going to be with you only, right? So you just put your thoughts first and see how it looks. Finally, you put the same at the club level. You would have gone a lot of changes, but you will enjoy the first draft only. The world will listen only to the beautiful crafted speech of yours. But you go back home and you cherish what you wrote for the first time. Yeah? So, that's what I'm trying to say. But don't ever say, oh, I'm beginning my thought, I think this is going to be rejected. This is not going to fall. Then your ideas won't come further. Yeah, next. Next question. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Time is up. Any questions? You can ask me after the break. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks.
Now, I was basically stalking his life last night because I had to introduce him, and I came across how he went on about the gutter effect, something that's become too famous right now, which had already been famous, but in this room. And he went for the international speech contest. He did not make it to the semi-finals. He met this person who became the best speaker, Mark Turner, and he realized that he had an idea and how well he put it across. He came back home and he thought, I'll do the same. And he went on to make the gutter effect. And that's what he's been trying to tell you. What Mark Turner was to him, he could be to you. And you could write your own speech. For now, I'd like to call upon Powers to please honor the guests before we move on to our next speaker. Please give him a big round of applause.
What am I supposed to do? Okay, I would like to say thank you to Aaron for such a lively session. I will have my moments of thoughts after the session. Right now, I would like to thank you for a wonderful session. Can you give him a big round of applause? Right. Also, I would like to thank Murli for providing this very beautiful view of Leela Palace to us. I'm sure that whoever wins from this particular crowd, you have to treat us to Leela Palace. There's no other way. Thank you for providing this beautiful facility and hosting the event at Articrafts. It is not within the protocol of Toastmasters, but still volunteering to come and helping us with this event is something really special to me. And we have a big round of applause for Murli. Okay, so we'll go on to the next session. Right?